Hi everybody, welcome to TWLO Stocks channel. Today I present you a new episode. Specifically, I will give you 5 strong fintech stocks for 2021. So this is part 2 of the series. So I will give you 5 additional fintech stocks, and these stocks have exposure to the digital fintech space and digital payment space and also mobile payment space. So these stocks are strong fintech stocks and they have good growth and strong momentum as well. So I think it definitely pays to watch that video until the end with me and have a look at all of these strong fintech stocks. So before I start right off, I have to make a short disclaimer. This video does not constitute financial advice. It's for entertainment purposes only, so please consider that. And also one more quick note, please subscribe now to my channel with a link in the description below so that going forward you do not miss any market leading stocks from me. So please subscribe now. Okay, so that was it for the intro. So let's start right off with the first strong fintech stock for 2021, and it is PINS, Pinterest. Here you can see the long-term chart of Pinterest, and as you can see, Pinterest was a recent IPO in April 2019, so it's a quite young company. This matters because in their first 10 years after their IPOs, 95% of their super performance for strong companies is happening in that phase. So it definitely pays if you watch out for young companies and buy early into strong growth names in uptrends, because there you could have a way strong super performer going forward. And yeah, so, and this is exactly what we do here on that channel. We watch out for these companies, and yeah, Pinterest is one of them. Yeah, and after its IPO, it built a nice IPO base here, and then you see it broke down from that IPO base here, traded to the downside, then it had a bear market rally, and again it broke down, traded to the downside, and it had its low in March 2020 together with a corona pandemic low, and it reversed from that low, traded to the upside, broke that previous downtrend here, you can see it nicely, and formed a nice and very strong uptrend since then. So I mean, from this chart built in the long-term chart, Pinterest is looking excellent, and when you compare to its IPO price, I mean, that was around $24, or after its IPO, just at trading, the short-term trading price. And yeah, now we are at $84. So we had like a little bit more than a 3 times move since the IPO, or let's say 3.5 times move. So I think Pinterest has definitely strong upside potential going forward. And yeah, in the short-term chart, we see that recent uptrend, strong uptrend, rebounds of the moving averages here, of the 30-day moving average, here rebounds of the 20-day moving average, rebounds of the 40-day moving average, and here we undercut swiftly the 50-day, and we bounce. You can see the green line corresponds to the 100-day moving average, or to the 20-day moving 20-week moving average, and yeah, we bounce off that as well strongly to the upside. And when we look at the growth characteristics for Pinterest, yeah, the EPS growth is sluggish. It's minus 171%, but the sales growth is way good with 111%, and the relative strength rating is okay as well with 88. And Pinterest is in a hot sector in the communication services and interactive media space, and also it can back. It's also associated with the fintech space in the larger picture, with its strong platform. So I think Pinterest is definitely a strong fintech stock for 2021. Okay, so that was it for Pinterest. Now let's have a look at the next strong fintech stock for 2021, and it is TWLO, TWLO. Here you can see the long-term chart of TWLO, and as you can see, yeah, TWLO was an IPO in June 2016, so it's in its first 10 years after its IPO. It's in its strong performance phase now, and after its IPO, we had a breakdown. We came back in the stock and traded for quite some time sideways, but then we could break this downtrend here. We broke it in February 2018 and have been in an uptrend since then. But we had a swift correction phase as well in that uptrend. And we marked that low of that correction phase in March 2020 together with a Corona breakdown low. And we reversed from that low, traded to the upside, broke that short-term downtrend here, and continued strongly with the uptrend. And in the short-term chart, we see an uptrend here. We can see as well, for instance, here this corresponds to these lows. Here we bounce off the 100-day moving average to the upside. Later we bounce again off the 100-day moving average, traded to the upside. And here you can see we bounce off the 50-day around that as well. And here as well we bounced to the 50-day to the upside, and here we bounce off the 30-day moving average to the upside. When we look at the growth characteristics for TWLO, the EPS growth is not the strongest, it's plus 15%, but the sales growth is strong with 36%, and the relative strength rating is okay with 88. So with these characteristics, TWLO is also a strong fintech stock for 2021. Okay, so now let's have a look at the next fintech stock, and it is SQ, Square. Here you can see the long-term chart of Square, and as you can see, Square was an IPO in November 2015, and after its IPO it built a nice IPO base here, and it could break out of that IPO base in November 2016 from a nice and very strong uptrend, let's say until around September 2018, and then we had a longer term or a midterm correction phase and sideways moving phase in Square. And in March last year, February, traded strongly to the downside together with a Corona breakdown, and we made a low in March 2020 at around $32. Traded down from $86 to $32 in a short time period. You can see it here. Then we reversed from that low, traded to the upside, broke that sideways moving phase, broke out of that sideways moving phase, and continued strongly with an uptrend in Square. In the short-term chart, we see that uptrend here, and we can see as well here, for instance, we bounced quite nicely of the 50-day moving average, traded to the upside. And then here we bounce off the 100-day moving average. This corresponds to these lows here. Traded to the upside. And recently here we came back as well. And again, we bounced off the 100-day moving average. Traded to the upside in Square. And recently here we accelerated into new high ground. And now we are trading higher and higher in Square. For instance, if you look, we bounced here off the 100-day and just recently, and we had a nice move. Let's say this was a 34% move in just a couple of days. So Square is looking excellent from a technical standpoint. And when we look at the growth characteristics, these are good as well. The EPS growth is good with 32%, and the sales growth is very good with 102%. And the relative strength rating is okay as well with 88. And Square is in the hot fintech software space. So I think Square is definitely a strong fintech stock for 2021. Okay, so that was it for Square. Now let's have a look at the next fintech stock for 2021. And it is BILL, Billcom. Here you can see the long-term chart of Billcom. And as you can see, Bill was an IPO in December 2019. So it's in its high performance phase, in its super performance phase after its IPO. And after its IPO, built a nice IPO base here, traded to the upside, but could not trade higher. It's a strong move as well. And then it came back, made a low in March 2020 together with the Corona breakdown. It came back and then it reversed from that low, traded to the upside, and formed a nice and strong uptrend since then. We're a very strong and very young company, and yeah, we had a 5 times move since its IPO around that when it started trading after its IPO, but I think there still could be some potential. And in the short-term chart, yeah, we see a nice uptrend here. And we see as well, when we look in the longer-term chart here, quite nicely, we bounce off the 100-day moving average. If we bounce off the 100-day or 20-week moving average again, and here again, we bounce off the 100-day moving average, or you could say as well, we undercut it here swiftly, or we bounce off the 30-week moving average or 150-day moving average. Quite nicely we bounced there. And recently we had a strong earnings gap up, traded strongly to the upside here. Yeah, and now it looks like we're trading higher and higher in Bill.com. When we look at the growth characteristics, these are way good as well, or excellent. The EPS growth is very strong with 125%. The sales growth is also way good with 50%. And the relative strength rating is okay with 88. So with these characteristics, Bill is definitely a strong fintech stock for 2021. Okay, so that was it for Bill.com. Now we come to the last fintech stock for today, and it is Docusign. Here you can see the long-term chart of Docusign, and as you can see, Docusign was an IPO in April 2018. After its IPO, it built a nice IPO base here, or it had a nice sideways phase, and it could break out of that sideways movement, let's say September 2019, and form a nice and strong uptrend since then. And here in the short-term chart, you see now we have been moving sideways for quite some time, or sideways and drifting up slightly. And yeah, now here it looks like now we are testing this high here, and I think soon maybe we could take out that high, and then we are, then the next point, resistance point, let's say, would be around the next high, and this would be here at around 290. So I think from a technical standpoint, Docusign is looking good here. When we look at the growth characteristics, the EPS growth is not the strongest, it's plus 4%, but the sales growth is good with plus 49%, and the relative strength rating is okay with 87. So with these characteristics, I think Docusign is also a strong fintech associated stock for 2021. Okay, so that were the fintech stocks for today. I hope in that video are some nice fintech stocks which you can use for your research. And also, please subscribe now to my channel with the link in the description below, so that going forward you do not miss any market leading stocks from me. So please subscribe now. And also, I encourage you to have a look at the links in the description. For instance, have a look at the performances of my strategies. So you can see there the performances and the current stock holdings in these strategies. So you can definitely check out if my videos or the stocks I present, if they make sense. Because in these strategies, yeah, I have the stocks from my videos. So if you follow my videos, you will see the stocks in live. The new stocks coming in. So, and the performances have been great. For instance, for the tech momentum strategy, that's up over 50% since November, and the tech IPO stock strategy is up over 50% since December. And yeah, then I have other strategies, they are great as well. Okay, so thank you for watching that video, and I think this year will be an excellent stock trading and investing year with all that fiscal and monetary stimulus going on around the world from all of these central banks and governments. So I think we have definitely wind in our backs, so with the stock trading. So I think it definitely pays if you invest a lot of time in your stock selections. And Yeah, and if you need some good new stocks, you can always have a look at my videos. Okay, so thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Cheers.